Hey everybody, welcome to Hockey Skatedown. Before we get into the video, I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers. If you want to join our hockey team, it's free. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell to all. Thank you all so much, and let's get started. So there was two very interesting things going around social media today that I want to do a video on. One talked about Lindy Ruff possibly returning to be the head coach of the New Jersey Devils, and the other, there's some smoke behind Connor Hellebuyck being linked to the New Jersey Devils. So I found it very interesting that this comes about so early after the Devils exit from the playoffs. Thought we'd hear about this a little later going into the summer, but it's very encouraging to hear some Devils news so early. So I wanted to do a video on it. So please stay with me throughout. It should be a fun one. So Ryan Novosinski tweeted out some very interesting news. Elliotte Friedman said that the working goal is to have Lindy Ruff return as head coach of the Devils. This comes on what Elliotte Friedman said on his 32 Thoughts podcast. He said that discussions still need to be had, but the word I'm getting is that the desire is to work towards it and have Lindy Ruff return as head coach of the New Jersey Devils. So, I found this very interesting that we heard this so early, but, Lindy Ruff had such a good year this year. He's a Jack Adams nominee for Coach of the Year, and he had such a turnaround from the previous year. So many players this year, again, had career years. Jack Hughes turned into a superstar. We saw what Nico Hischier developed into. We saw what Dawson Mercer emerged into. Just every player had such a good year under his tutelage. And, I wouldn't mind this at all. Lindy Ruff is not going to command a long-term contract. But, another 1 or 2 years I could see, they'll probably go on a year-by-year basis. But, Lindy Ruff, he's been around for such a long time. And, seeing more of him as the playoffs evolved this past year, you saw a lot more post-game interviews and post-game talk with him. You saw some behind the scenes where we didn't really see during the year. And I liked his calm demeanor with this team. With the team in both series getting down in both games, he had a calm demeanor about the way he went about it and talked to the guys in the locker room. And I'm sure that had a lasting effect with all the players because they love playing for him. And, they always play for him. They give it their all. And you could tell that they want to play and win for him. So I wouldn't mind this. I do have my thing with Lindy Ruff once in a while where when the game's getting out of hand, he kind of waits a little bit too long to change the goaltenders or to take a timeout. But other than that, they had such a good year where I know it's unfinished business with both sides where they want to win. They want to try to win a cup with this team. And, the Devils had such a strong year where a couple of adjustments or a couple of additions this offseason, maybe it can propel that. So I'm in favor of this. If they want to bring Lindy Ruff back for another year, I'm fine with it. The only thing I'm worried about is that you have Andrew Burnett waiting in the wings where I know that there's some sort of thing that Tom Fitzgerald mentioned to him where he's going to take over as Lindy Ruff exits. And, you don't want to risk that where another team asks him to be head coach somewhere else. So I know that's a concern with Devils fans, myself included, but, I like Lindy Ruff. I like what he's done with the team this year. You got to give him another shot at it. And I'm sure that they'll promote Andrew Burnett in a way where they'll say you're going to take over when Lindy Ruff, calls it a career or something. So we'll see what happens with this. It's definitely something to keep an ear out on as it may happen sooner rather than later. So, and the other news I want to talk about was that Ryan Novosinski tweeted out that about the 23-24 goalie tandem. He mentions Vanacek seems unsure, and Lindy Ruff said Schmid had a great first season, but needs to make a statement in training camp. Then he said, and there's some smoke about Connor Hellebuyck. Then you saw a little bit later, James Nichols tweeted, Michael Russo and Eric Dahutschek, and I apologize for saying that wrong. I know I did. I apologize. Reporting, don't be surprised if the New Jersey Devils take a swing at Connor Hellebuyck if he becomes available. So I like Connor Hellebuyck, I really do. But I think at what's going on with him now, he's 29 years old. He has one more year left on his deal. And, he's going to get pretty pricey. And one more thing, Ken Wiebe of Sportsnet notes that there's uncertainty about the Jets cap situation, but he would give Connor Hellebuyck a 5-year deal worth $57 million, which is $9.5 million AAV, comparable to Vasilevsky. So, on his next deal, I don't know if it's going to be that high, especially with the playoffs he had this year, but he's going to command more in his next deal, and I don't think that's where the Devils should go with this. Connor Hellebuyck, again, is a fantastic goaltender. He's had many great years of success with the Winnipeg Jets, but he's going to command a lot, and especially with the Devils looking to give Timo Meier and Jesper Bratt new contracts where they're going to be pretty hefty and kind of round out their roster to add some other things that they were lacking this playoffs. I don't think they should throw all this money to Connor Hellebuyck. So, looking at Connor Hellebuyck, he's 29 years old, 6'4", 207 pounds. He's currently making $6.166 million cap hit on his current deal. His contract expires at the end of the 23-24 season. Looking at his stats, this past year, 22-23, he had 37 wins, 25 losses, 2 overtime losses, 2.49 GAA, and a .920 save percentage, which is not bad. Looking at his career overall, he's played in 445 games, 238 wins, 154 losses, 37 overtime losses, a .916 save percentage, and a 2.61 GAA, which is great numbers. He's gotten to the 30 win mark 40 times. He's gotten to the 40 win mark once. Looking at his playoffs, though, this year he went 1-4. His GAA was 3.44, and his save percentage was .886, which is not good. Looking at his career in the playoffs, 40 games played, 17 wins, 23 losses, and a 2.58 GAA and a .916 save percentage. So, Connor Hellebuyck is a hell of a goaltender. He had a really bad playoffs this past year, but, with the Jets cap situation, they're going to be looking at several contracts to consider what they're going to move forward with. And, Connor Hellebuyck may price himself out of the team. So we'll see what happens with this. But, for me, with the way the Devils' age range is, I think Connor Hellebuyck is a bit out of it, where the Devils are going to be contending for the next couple of years. And, I don't see Connor Hellebuyck getting another 8-year deal with the Devils. So, especially at an age of 29 years old, it's going to take him to 37. So, I wouldn't do that. And plus, if he's making anywhere near that amount that Vasilevsky is making, I don't know about it. I wouldn't do that. I would stick with the plan now. Vanacek had a solid year. He has another 2 years left on his deal, not making a lot. Then you have Schmid coming up and him playing so well, and I think he's going to have a really good year next year if he can have a strong camp. You have Nico Dawson in the wings coming up after that. You have Tyler Brennan that you just signed to an entry-level contract. You still have decisions to make on what's going to happen with Mackenzie Blackwood. So you have goaltenders in the pipeline, and the Devils can try to sign another goaltender if they want it. Have another one just to have in case something happens during the year or in the playoffs, just to have some sort of depth at goaltender. Maybe you could sign a cheaper goaltender, but to go all in on Connor Hellebuyck, I wouldn't do it. It's going to cost a lot of assets to acquire him. It's going to cost a lot on a new deal, and especially on a 29-year-old where he's played a lot for the Winnipeg Jets, and goaltenders seem to, break down as they get into their 30s. I wouldn't go for this. So, I don't know. What do you guys and girls think? I found it very interesting that we heard both of these news today, so I wanted to do a video on it. So comment below what you think about this. What do you think about Lindy Ruff returning as the head coach next season for the New Jersey Devils? And what do you think about Connor Hellebuyck being linked to the New Jersey Devils? Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Smash that like button if you haven't done so, and subscribe to Hockey Skatedown. It's free. And join a hockey team. Thank you all so much. Have a great rest of the day. Have a great night. Take it easy. Stay safe.